Crazy, right? Imagine to live in a place where the sun never sets and the days never ends. This is how it looks like Sweden in summer. The days just never ends, but I mean that night never arrives. It's always like this. It's always a bit bright, and it's always, I mean, at least when it's sunny. When it's cloudy, you feel it less, but it's quite similar. And by this period, there is a holiday which is quite famous around the globe actually, which is Midsummer. And it's been now 2 years, mostly, since I had my one and only real Midsummer. Then the rest was just mainly like parties with some friends. And I wanted to share it here in this place, even if tomorrow I have to work, so I will have to wake up pretty early. Because this place is special as well. We used to, I mean, we spend a lot of time here during summer doing barbecues. There are these free barbecues around, and then here there are some soccer places where we can play. And by the lake, I mean, lake is usually a place that we leave a lot during summer. But what I was saying is that 2 years ago, I had my first and kind of only Midsummer here in Sweden. I was just starting in the company I'm working now. And I was lucky enough to start my first day, like the introduction day, the onboarding, with a guy that is a close friend of me now, friend of mine. And he was he's very extrovert, very friendly, and we came along very, like right away. And he introduced me to his group of friendship, which was this sort of group of program that they have here in this company, but in several companies around Europe, where you can work like for 6 months in one place, and then you can just move 6 months in, like you go to US, you go to another place, China, whatever, and you do 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, and then you choose, the department you like the most. And I mean, I was not quite fit in that group because I was not part of the program, but they were very welcoming with me. We became friends very quickly. And it was April 2024, so 2 years ago, and one of this guy, another Swedes, invited some of us at this place down in south of Sweden to celebrate this Midsummer with his family in the traditional way. And it was crazy. It was beautiful, the road trip, so with the car from here to there. And then we arrived at this place, and we started, preparing the food, and you have to dress up with this flowerish kind of vibe and prepare your crown. And then you start eating, and there's just a good vibe. You start drinking, and there's this snap tradition where you have to sing along these Swedish songs. And then when you are happy enough, you start dancing around the pool. Then you do some games. Then there's the sauna, the dip in the lake, and then you continue. You have a barbecue. Then you dance all night. Then until you have breakfast. So it's like the day never ends. That celebration, that holiday feels like it is not just one day. It is not one day, but it feels like it never starts and never finishes. It's like one continuous cycle, and that's beautiful because that's how I recall that memory. I recall that moment. It's like with no time, I'm frozen in time, and it's like that. I never had something like that afterward. But I feel like that moment is quite unique and special because of that. It will be forever. Like that day felt like forever. It's been a while, and still I cannot fully get used to this. And summer in Italy, it's quite different. In Italy, summer it's very hot, and usually the day starts that it's early in the morning because it's a bit fresh, better than during the day. And you have breakfast, and maybe you prepare, you go to the beach. You go to the sea, but then by the sea you find these restaurants, and you eat fish, and there's the smell of fish all over the places, which is actually pretty nice. It's the good one, the one just fished. And then the nights usually are where everyone comes out, like if everyone just is waiting just for the weather, for the temperature to get a bit better, just to stay out. And by the evening you just meet with friends, and then you take a beer, you eat pizza at midnight, and that's how you live summer in Italy, in Rome especially. And it's completely different from this one, because here midnight doesn't even feel like midnight. Now it's midnight, but it feels like, I don't know, maybe it's 8 p.m. But the sun will never fully set. It will now start to rise up again, and until 1, 2 p.m. where it will be up in the sky, and it feels like it will be 6 in the morning. That's crazy. I don't know if I will ever get used to this. I really can't get used to this kind of differences. It's beautiful in one hand, but in the other hand, that this period, this summer, these long days during summer, actually comes with a counterpart, which is the short days during winter. In winter, it's completely opposite. It's very dark, and you rarely have light. So Midsummer, it's both the celebration of the light, celebration of these long days, but at the same time is the start of the countdown, the 6-month countdowns to the winter solstice, where you will have the shortest day of the year. So it's like you can never fully enjoy that, right? In one hand, you want to experience these days, this beautiful experience, but in the other hand, you know that this is the peak moment, and from this moment on, you will slowly fade towards the winter moment. And this is something that I really feel here, and that I understood it's a common feeling. This sort of being between being happy, and at the same time being sad, because the summer is ending. After these days, the days will start shortening, which is quite the opposite when winter, after the winter solstice, is the opposite, because days start lengthening and you feel like the day is getting longer. Summer is arriving, and then everyone starts coming out again. It's quite a unique experience. Before coming here, I was not aware. I was not prepared. I'm still not. And every year it's a challenge. Every year is a surprise, and every year is beautiful in some way. And I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know. I don't know if anyone. How many knows that Nordic countries have these long days during summer and short days during winter. I was not aware. So where am I now? I don't know. Maybe lost in between, as always. I try to get the best out of it, but at the same time, I don't know. It's a mixed feeling. And the thing I know is that tomorrow morning I will or not tomorrow, but this weekend, when my girlfriend will come back, she's away this week. I will just wake up, saying buongiorno to her, good morning, and walk the dog, and then I will go to work. Or now it's weekend, so I will rest or do something else. That's the routine. That's what I like. I'm happy that I have my family here with me, like my new family. Even though I left my other family, like my siblings and my parents, back in Italy. So yeah, not a solution. Still in between, but I try to enjoy it. I will leave you with the view. So not this one, but that one. Ciao.